This is good.
All gender.
Yeah.
I guess that's supposed to be a wheelchair.
What the actual fucking shit just happened here? Where, Nicole?
I would be so
Nicole,
confused.
where are you? What's happening here?
Like, where do you go?
I think I'm gonna use
Either
the men's bathroom. It
anyone.
might be the cleanest.
This was the girls' bath, or this was the all gender?
So you walk in, and it's that, and then you walk out of that, and you come like to the right, and it's just a place to wash your hands with everybody.
Well, thinking about it like that, I'd rather be at single stall
Yeah, but-
bathroom where you can lock the door rather
You know what
than
this
it
is
being
called?
open.
This is called communism. This
But-
is called Marxist ideological subversion.
So this is what I was confused about. Okay, if you look at the shape of the genders,
The girls is skinny at the top, and then the boys is wider.
I guess, but
They're like
are
flip
you sure? Because it could be like a SpongeBob person too.
But no, the top for the male.
Like
only
it
for
could just
SpongeBob
be,
people?
it could be like a dude who has like a pear shape, or it could be like a girl who has like bigger busts. You don't really know. There's no hair, so like, is everybody suffering with like alopecia?
It's just ridiculous because
They
it's such
never
a
have
small fraction of the percentage of the population is, somebody that's trans.
But-
and so like all the bathrooms now are,
But-
this is absurd. The amount of money and the expense to build out extra bathrooms just for this stupidity is
I think it's just for
ridiculous.
anybody to use the bathroom. It's not just marked for anybody.
Yeah,
That's
but they
just their
build
It's
extra
not just
bathrooms to
for-
provide stuff because you got handicap requirements. The stalls have to be wired,
But not all of them.
so somebody in a wheelchair can get in.
But it's showing that not all of them are handicap accessible.
Yeah.
So then they're
Yeah, because the ADA, you only need a certain number of them. It's different per state and city and the local county codes and what the building department requires.
this was
but
in Balboa,
what is this? Is this
in
a
Newport
department
Beach.
store? What is Balboa?
like Balboa Peninsula in Newport Beach.
Like, where were you? Are you in a store or
This was
restaurant?
this was like a coffee shop, but it also had
A coffee shop has that many bathrooms?
well, that's what I'm trying to explain to you. So this coffee shop also had like office spaces to rent, like working spaces
Like
to rent.
co-working
Yeah.
spaces type of thing?
And there were so many of them, and this place was huge. And then there was like a second story, which I didn't even bother going up there because I was so afraid of what I would see. There were people outside that were wearing the most insane and ridiculous outfits, these strappy type of sandals, and it was a coincidence that one of the men that were outside working on his laptop later that evening, like we all went to the beach, and he shows up with a shovel and I guess his girlfriend, and they just start digging on the beach. I guess it's a thing in California. People bring shovels to the beach and they just dig at night.
At night?
Yeah, well, it's not like when
They
the
do
sun
this at
starts.
night?
When the sun starts going down, like people just bring shovels and they just dig. Like that's
Maybe
an
they build a fire
activity.
pit.
No,
Or maybe they have a metal thing, a metal detector.
no,
thing.
no, no.
They don't call it California for nothing, but this is what happens. It's because the whole idea is destroy the meaning of words, destroy what a woman is, what a man is, what family is, because the way the Marxists think is they want to move everything away from individualism and more towards collectivism. And so the way they look at their fellow human beings is they treat them like disposable drones. And that's why when you look throughout history and the fact that communism, Marxism, socialism has been tried in over 100 countries at this point, 5, 6 different continents, and it's always failed. And it's like shit like this is how it starts out, because there's lots of people that came here from China that experienced the Mao's Cultural Revolution, and they're like, all this shit that we saw, 40, 50 years ago, 60, 70 years ago, whatever, it's all happening here in the United States. It's like crap like this.
Yeah,
And-
they've been prepping us for this too. If
Yeah.
you watch like old movies from the 80s and 90s that show the future, like RoboCop, that kind of stuff, they show the future, and the bathrooms are always unisex.
Yeah.
prepping us for the future. Everything's going to be unisex. This is something that they've
Or
been planning
like,
for a
what
while,
was the movie with Keanu Reeves and Demolition Man? I think it was, or was it Sly Stallone and Wesley Snipes and Sandra Bullock?
Hmm.
And they weren't allowed to curse, and so if you curse, you're like, this little thing prints out a receipt in the wall, and they fine you for using a curse word.
Hmm.
And it's just stuff like that. You know, they wouldn't actually have sex anymore because that was gross, so they would do it like virtually have sex. And I mean, you look at all the virtual reality and the,
That
like,
was a big thing like 30 years ago. The
yeah,
future of
we
virtual
look at like,
reality.
what's his name?
sex.
That little insect-looking guy, Yuri Yuval Harari, that little fucker, who's like, what are we gonna do with all these useless people when we have all this technology and robotics? We're gonna have to put them in virtual reality and give them little pods to live in and give them bugs to eat. You know, that's what these fuckers think. They got nothing better to do with their lives than look down at their nose through most of the people on the planet, and quite frankly, Bill Gates and the rest of those guys. Is why they all talk about they want to reduce the population. They basically want to eliminate like 90% of the people on this planet by any means necessary, whether it's vaccinations or culling the population, as some of these professors talk about. Oh, there's too many people. We got to just cull the population. Hopefully, it'll be peaceful, but what it won't. But it might not be. So in other words, we say you're going to send people on trains to euthanize them because you got to reduce a certain number of people on the planet. It's like, who decides lives and who dies? That's why we have guns. So when people like this show up, you fucking kill them dead. That's what you do.